Hello crafters, welcome back to my Craft Source YouTube channel. If you're new, thanks for joining us, and be sure that you subscribe so you can get our videos as we post them each day. So today I have something exciting to share with you. I am going to show you how to use StarCraft's Electra foils on cardstock, paper, or any other kind of printables that you can use a laser printer on. So a little bit about laser printers. A laser printer uses a toner instead of ink to print onto your papers. So whenever your toner is putting this pigment on the paper, what it's doing is it's using static to cling the toner granules in the shape of what you are printing. Once that static charges and holds on to those pigment granules of toner, they roll over a heat bar that heats up the granules and causes them to activate an adhesive inside those granules that bonds it to the paper. That's why whenever the paper comes out of your laser printer, it feels warm. It's from going over those rollers. So we're going to use that to our advantage and reheat this paper to activate those toner granules again to use it as an adhesive for our foils. So what you need is your laser printer, just regular printer paper. I also used a little bit of like an 80-pound paper in a black to show you that you can use other colors as well, and just kind of the effect that the foils will have when printed on a different paper. Once you have your paper, you're going to send your design to print through your laser printer. This will not work with an inkjet printer because an inkjet printer only uses droplets of dye to put that pigment onto your papers. So it doesn't have that adhesive in it that the toner does. So get your prints made, send them to the printer, and come back with some foils, and I'm going to show you how this works. So I've got my printouts. I've got my foils cut to the size of my printouts. The StarCraft Electra foil that we're using today is Autumn Gold. So I cut it to size to fit over my paper. We're just going to lay our foils over top of our paper and place it on our heat press and cover our design. So my heat press is preheated to 320 degrees, and I've got a heat transfer pillow underneath with a piece of cardboard just so I can raise my paper up, so that way I'm not having to bring my press all the way down to its lowest pressure setting. So I've covered it with my Teflon cover sheet. My press is preheated to 320. I'm going to press my foils for 20 seconds. Once they've been pressed, we're going to let them cool completely before we peel. Sometimes you won't get a full coverage on your foils. You'll get sort of a distressed look from time to time. Alright, so now we're just going to let our foil cool completely. While we let that cool, I'm going to go ahead and do our white paper so we can see how that looks. So I put a piece of cardboard underneath ours just to stiffen it up a little bit since I'm using the heat press pillow. So here is the white paper placed on here. We're going to take our foil, and when we do our foils, you put the non-colored side down. So on the top is the color we want to show. So we want the color facing up. Just gonna peek and make sure I got everything covered properly. So now we're going to press our white paper with our foils, and we're gonna compare the two and see which design we like the best. Now with the heat press, you do tend to get paper that curls up a little bit afterwards, but we can fix that out with an iron later. Okay, so our black is ready to be peeled to reveal our foil design. So you just simply pull off the foil, and now you can see the foil is attached to the paper. Looks pretty neat. So here you can see the foil on the paper. Sometimes you get a little bit of black that shows through. You can't really tell on this specific design because I have black paper anyways. But it doesn't give you a 100% coverage from time to time. It's one of those things that you're going to have to play with a little bit. It could be that my foil was wrinkly in those specific spots. There's just so many factors that contribute into how the foil is going to look on the paper when you peel it. But overall, I think it did a pretty good job for the effect that I'm trying to achieve. So with the white design, we're just going to peel it to reveal the design. And here you'll be able to see where the black pigment shows through a little bit more through our foils. So before you just do a large amount, you might want to do a few tests to see how yours is going to turn out. So once you peeled your foils, this is what it'll look like. You'll have a negative from your foil paper. Can this be done with an iron? We'll test that next to see. So here is our final result using the black copy paper and our white copy paper.